the official time, Madam Clerk?
You're good.
We're good? Okay. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Monday, June 27th meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good weekend.
Yes.
A foggy drive-in this morning,
It was.
so it was. Madam Clerk, the first item, please.
First item is item 1, proclamations, presentations. Presentation and update regarding United Way's work, Marion Kriebel, President, CEO, and Kim Kabula, Vice President of Resources Development, United Way.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have some handouts. Can I bring them up?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I go ahead and give you a second?
Yeah, I'm not going to get the clerk one, too.
So, good morning. My name is Kim Sabula. I want to thank you so much for allowing us a little bit of time on your agenda this morning. We really wanted to share some information with you about the campaign, thank you, and then share a little bit of information about the work that's going on and some new initiatives that we have. So the first sheet that I provided you is what we call our CEO report. So you are our CEOs of the county. And so this really just provides you a 5-year look at what the United Way campaign has looked like here at the county level. You'll see that for 2011 through 2014, there was a little bit of a downward decline, but you'll see in 2015 there was a huge increase, and we're really excited about that. Actually, a 57% increase of giving to United Way, so that really allows us to work alongside the county and really helping provide more opportunities for the citizens of Shawnee County. So great news there. You also saw some increased participation, but you'll also notice that in 2011, 25% of county employees were participating in the campaign. In 2015, 7%. So we have identified the county as a great partner to work with to really increase participation. But really the message today is to thank you. Thank you to the county commissioners for allowing us to partner with you all and to be in the county offices, and thank you to all of the department heads who are here that also allow your staff time and ability to really participate in the campaign. So that's a huge, huge employment base of county employees, so we really appreciate that partnership. In terms of kind of the work that's been going on, so United Way has 4 really big picture goals throughout Shawnee County. The first in health, to really help increase access to healthy fruits and vegetables as well as physical activity. We're happy to report that through our work, 46% of the people involved have increased their consumption of healthy fruits and vegetables, and 75% have increased their physical activity. So great starts there. We still need to expand the work a little bit further, but that's great progress within a couple of years. In financial stability, we're really focused at increasing the number of individuals and families in Shawnee County who are financially stable. We're working on that in a couple different ways, whether that's starting with youth and providing them some education before their finances get sideways, or working with adults to really help them get the skills and training they need to have a job that sustains their family, or providing some budget counseling and some of that once they have that job to really ensure that they're making the most of their dollars each month. We're happy to report that over 700 youth have been provided some training within the last year, and so that's really excited to get them started right. And the families that we've worked with in terms of their budgeting and some of that, we've seen over $170,000 in debt reduction. So that's huge for those individual families to really be able to reduce their debt so that they can get on stable footing. In education, we have 2 goals. First, in on-grade achievement. Once students are in school, we know how important it is that they stay on track in reading and math. That 3rd grade reading point and that 6th grade math point really provide pivotal moments to ensure that they're going to stay in school and graduate on time, which then really dictates their future success as adults in our community. So in that area, we've seen 72% of students increase their academic achievement, and over 70% have increased their school attendance. We know that if they're not in that seat in school, then they really can't benefit from the amazing teachers that we have. In early education, we're focused on making sure children have the skills they need to start school ready to read. It's really important that they have some of that base foundation before they walk into the school building. So whether that's working with parents to understand that they are a child's first teacher, or providing a high-quality preschool seat that wasn't otherwise available in our community. Again, we've seen 72% of those kiddos increase their pre-literacy skills, so that's huge. And 86% of those parents have been actively involved in their kids' education. So again, another really important factor, children's brains grow so much between 0 and 3. Having that parental support and those parents that know what they're doing is really helpful. So some new initiatives that we are embarking on. First, we're really excited about the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Dolly Parton is passionate about literacy. She started a foundation in Tennessee. We will be partnering with them to ensure that every child in Shawnee County from 0 to age 5 can receive a book in the mail a month. It's a great program. They're high-quality books that get mailed directly to a child's home. So a child has the excitement of getting mail that's addressed to them and getting that. But it's also a great book that helps them build their own personal library. So having literacy materials at home becomes a key part of really developing some of those initial skills. So we are right now working to fundraise to raise $250,000. We want to make sure that the program is sustainable. We don't ever want to reach a point where the program has to stop and a parent has to wonder what they did wrong and why they stopped getting a book. So we are over halfway there. We have raised about $155,000. So we're really hitting that last push between now and August to make sure that we have that funding available, and we hope to start enrolling children in August. And so that's available to anyone in the county, regardless of income level. So it's a great opportunity for our community. We're partnering very closely with the Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library on that. So great partners there and really making sure that children have access to those pre-literacy materials. The other program we wanted to share with you a little bit about is the other handout I gave you. This is called our NOW initiative. It is Neighborhood Opportunities for Wellness. We received a grant. We competed and received a grant from the Kansas Health Foundation to really focus on 3 target neighborhoods in our community where we can help residents really realize and accomplish their dreams. So we are partnering with the Topeka Housing Authority on the Pine Ridge, Manor, Echo Ridge, and Deer Creek Village, the residents that live in those communities, to really bring them together, help them identify what their needs are, what's really going to help them be successful, and then helping that come to be. So we've just gotten started, but we had community conversations about a year ago. And so you'll see in the document, these are some of the statistics that we've identified, and then on the last 2 pages, page 4 and 5, these are the targeted objectives and tasks that those residents have identified that will really help them be successful. So you'll hopefully hear more about that as in the coming months. We'll be doing some more community conversations with those residents. So I tried to go fast so
Yeah,
you all
that's
wouldn't
good.
get behind. So I'm happy to answer any questions that any of you have.
Thank you, Kim. And first, thank you for reaching out and making yourself available, you too, Miriam, to come to our meeting and give us an update and let us know how we've done. We have some improving to do, but if there are employees who want to donate to, like, the Dolly Parton Library or this, then when we do our campaign, that's the time to mark those boxes, correct? Okay.
There are a couple options there. The Dolly Parton Imagination Library will be added to our pledge form, so employees will be able to see that and check that as a designation.
Okay.
It is $25 per year per kid. While Dolly Parton, her foundation provides the books, we have to pay the postage. And so it's about $2 a month to mail those books. So $25 per kid per year, or $125 to cover a kid from 0 to 5. A really inexpensive investment. And the other way that you can do that is we've also opened a mobile giving platform, so we have a text to give option. So you can just grab your cell phone and you can text 52000, and then the word you put in the message is read 25, and it will automatically provide that donation directly to us through your cell phone bill.
Great information. Commissioners?
That's great information on, and appreciate the ability of the texting, the mobility. Seems to be where more and more people are headed.
Commissioner Arthur?
Okay, Miriam, come on up.
Thank you. I just want the opportunity to say thank you. You know, that's an incredible increase. So while there's always opportunities to do things in a different way, You all have been amazing partners, and hopefully you'll look to United Way when you need different kind of partnerships as well, especially in some of the communities that we're looking at working in. But we're just so grateful for the partnership and appreciate the time to be here.
Great.
Can I ask you a question? Several years ago, the United Way had a significant change in focus,
Yes.
and it was controversial to some degree. And I'm wondering now, are you seeing the results that you wanted to see? Are we making progress in from the change in direction that the United Way undertook?
We are seeing progress. I will tell you though, Commissioner Archer, I would say that we have discovered things that we didn't know going into the work in terms of how difficult this actually is, how far behind children really are, and how much it really takes. We have become masters at course correction in really trying to provide what we actually need to provide by talking with residents. The children in particular, I don't know that we really realize how those least fortunate, how far behind they actually are. I tell a story sometimes about something that happened in Pine Ridge. We were building the Born Learning Trail, our young leaders were, and Security Benefit was going to plant a big tree along the trail. So the teachers made a determination that they were going to have the kids do tree curriculum. And they started that morning with drawing trees. So they asked this class of 32 to draw a tree. I would challenge you to tell me how many children could draw a tree. Just guess.
I know the answer.
Don't guess
I
now.
know.
I mean, they're 4-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
So, it,
80%, 90?
sure, exactly. No, one child could draw a tree. And the reason for that is they didn't know what the word meant. Now, these are English-speaking children, but it shows you how big the gap is for children living in poverty in terms of the number of words that they hear on a regular basis. So when you think about how far behind them those children are and how far they need to come to be ready for kindergarten, it is overwhelming. But I will tell you, yes, absolutely, like what Kim talked about, we are making progress.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure, and such impressive work, the Pine Ridge with the Born Learning Trail, all that. But I'm so excited about this to take it to other neighborhoods, so good luck, and thank you again for being here.
Sure, thank you.
Next item, please.
Item 3, consent agenda.
Other questions on the consent agenda?
I would move for approval of the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you. There's a motion by Commissioner Cook
Second.
and second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed, motion carries 3-0.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk, number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Madam Chair, this morning we have one set of vouchers dated June 24th, 2016. Total amount $590,471.25. Significant items on the vouchers include Kansas withholding of $78,000, health insurance of $67,000, and an amount to the Kansas Children's Service League of $94,000. I reviewed the vouchers and my questions have been answered, and I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Thank you. There's a motion by Commissioner Archer. I have no questions. Is there a
Second.
second? Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Opposed, motion carries 3-0.
Item B, Health Agency, number 1, consider approval of out-of-state travel for one WIC staff member to attend the National WIC Breastfeeding and Nutrition Conference at a cost of $1,500, paid by the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, Nutrition, and WIC Services.
Good morning, Commissioners. Linda Oaks from the Health Agency. This particular conference for WIC happens every other year, and it is a chance for our staff to hear really the leading experts in breastfeeding and nutrition for this age group, which would be pregnant women, postpartum women, and children up to the age of 5. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment will cover the entire cost of the conference, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Ms. Linda, other questions?
Just briefly.
Commissioner Cook?
This is part of a national initiative. This is a national conference,
Yes,
correct?
it is.
And recently, didn't you have somebody come to visit you and learn more about that?
We did. We had Senator Pat Roberts come visit us and talk to us about the national program. He's actually the chair of the Senate Agriculture Committee, which oversees the WIC program. So he came and talked about his work with WIC and how important the WIC program is to children and mothers in this country.
Okay. And so it's an opportunity for education on how impacts on a national level impact local policies.
It is, and it's a chance to hear experts that we don't get in Kansas. I mean, really, we get to hear the latest and best news about these topics at this conference.
I would move to approve.
Thank you. There's a motion by Commissioner Cook,
Second.
second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have had a request to pull the item B2, and if there are no objections, I'll pull that item at this time.
No objection.
Item C, Public Works Solid Waste. Number 1, consider approval of request to reclassify 2 account clerk 2 positions to account clerk 3 positions in the Solid Waste Division.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Block, Public Works and Solid Waste. As mentioned, this is a solid waste item, and during the recent CBIZ salary study and evaluation of all the different position descriptions, we came across 2 similar positions in 2 different departments that are represented by the same bargaining unit, account clerk positions, and identified or discovered that the account clerk positions in our solid waste department, the 2 people doing that job were classified as account clerk 2, whereas the one in Public Works who does essentially the same work was classified as account clerk 3. So to make it equitable, I believe we should reclassify the 2 positions in the solid waste department up to account clerk 3. The funding for this would come from the solid waste operational budget, which again is non-tax funded, since it is all usually fee-based. If there's any questions, I would try to answer them.
And thanks, Tom. And just to note, we have consulted Human Resources with
Yes,
this
and
request as well.
I did speak with Mr. Crowell, and he was in concurrence with it.
Thank you. Questions?
I'll move to approve the request to reclassify.
So motion by Commissioner Archer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item C2, consider approval to issue requests for quotations for solid waste commercial and industrial containers with an estimated expenditure of $60,000 to $100,000 for the year.
Commissioner Tom Block again with Public Works and Solid Waste. This also is a solid waste item, and this is just our annual request. Throughout the year, depending on inquiries or customer orders, we can just replacement of some of our inventory that becomes worn out and unusable. We need to, throughout the year, order different commercial containers. These are larger steel, metal containers, and this is just a request to be able to go out for quotes as we need throughout the year to place orders and get these containers in place so we can serve our customers. This funding also will be coming from the solid waste operational budget, again, non-tax funded. If there's any questions, be happy to answer them.
Thank you. Questions? I'll move approval of the request. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Item D, corrections. Number 1, consider approval of request to purchase 65 800 megahertz radios at a cost of $116,610 with $42,884.59 from a JEG burn grant, $53,758.31 from a Juvenile Justice Authority's Juvenile Detention Facility grant, and $19,968 for the 2016 operational budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brian Cole, Shawnee County Department of Corrections. Today before you is a request to purchase some updated and new 800 megahertz radios. If you recall, back in, I think, either late 2014 or in 2015, the county took under a major initiative regarding the emergency communication, which included radios. That during that time, the jail ended up, instead of getting new ones, ended up getting the leftover radios that the sheriff's office had. They ended up giving us those radios. In getting those radios, those radios are outdated, will not be compatible with the system in 5 years. that we had to replace several of the radios at that time. We also had to expend money in our budget to get batteries, holsters, and things like that. This right here has been part of our 5-year plan. The radios are not cheap, but in looking at some of the funding sources we have this year, first I want to say thank you to Sheriff Jones and the Sheriff's Office for allowing us to use their portion of the JAG grant money, which we've worked very closely with them. When there's an important purchase there, we give them our portion. Number two, we have the JDFF funds that will be with the new initiative of the Senate Bill 367. Those funds will be going away from the jail, and we lose those funds at the end of this month if we do not use the remaining funds. So this is a mission critical component of our operation, because the radios we have are the ones that we use to communicate inside, but also the new radios allow us to communicate with any outside agency during an emergency. And we have had several man-down drills or other things like escorting inmates and transporting or evacuating inmates out to where we do have to use outside emergency agencies. But in the remaining funds we do have in our budget to do. Instead, we were planning to spend, to try to get 50 each year, but this year we've seen, and I'm working closely with Betty Greiner, and being able to see this year if we can't purchase more and try to stay ahead as much as we can. I stand for any questions you may have. And I do have Major E. Kendall here who's doing an outstanding job looking at these radios, putting everything together, and securing the funds. And if there's any specific questions that Eve or I might be able to answer, we'd be happy to stand for those.
Thank you, Brian. Other questions at this point? Okay. So 256 total radios, but the plan is to do those starting with hopefully
Yeah, these radios are
50
almost
to
about
65 this year.
$2,000 a piece.
Okay.
And so I don't think the county's in a position, I know the Shawnee County Department of Corrections is in a position to wait 5 years and then ask the commissioners, can we spend close to $500,000, $600,000 on replacing them all? I think it's more responsible when we have funds available, grant funds that we may lose out on, to try to buy them incrementally and stay up, yes.
That's much appreciated.
Yes.
I'll move approval of the request. Is there a second?
I'll second, noting again the partnerships with the Sheriff's Office, with the Juvenile Justice Authority, and with Shawnee County. And so that by taking advantage of multiple funds of streams, or streams of funds, we're able to do this more economically.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Bueller, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Brian.
Item E, County Counselor number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-200-2016 with KDL Inc. for use of parking lot at White Lakes Mall for the 2016 Spirit of Kansas event.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rich Eckert, County Counselor. If you're wondering what a Spirit of Kansas event is doing underneath the County Counselor's legend, it would be last week was my week to watch John Knight. Next week is Brian Coles, and then Betty has him the week after that. Late on Friday, well, first of all, this is a contract concerning Shawnee County using the parking lot at White Lakes Mall as a stop to ferry people back and forth from the lake. We've done this for years in the past, basically on a handshake. So this year it got into my office, and I said, well, let's make sure contractually we know what we're doing. So this sprung from that. On Friday, they emailed us 3 changes that they wanted. 2 of them I feel were redundant to other things that were already in the contract, so no problems there. The third one is that they wanted a, if we damage it, we pay for it provision, which is only fair. And with that, I'm going to recommend to Parks and Rec that they go out and videotape the section of the parking lot that we're going to use, so there won't be any dispute if that comes up after the event. So, and with that being said, because it was done as a handshake in the past, I don't know if KDL got the credit that they deserve for donating this to the cause. And I worked with Shannon Lindemuth on this, and I want to give thanks to Shannon for being a partner and being easy to work with. And so, thank you very much.
So, Rich, the changes then are not reflected in what was on the online.
Correct. Yes.
The clerk has the changed
I just handed the clerk
contract.
the changes, and like I said, 2 of them were redundant to other paragraphs, but I don't have a problem with that. And then the third one was, again, a you break it, you buy it provision.
Questions or comments, commissioners?
I'll move to approve the contract.
I'll second, noting that, prior to the meeting, I did have a chance to meet with the counselor's office and review the changes as well.
Yeah. So motion by Commissioner Archer, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Thanks, Rich.
Item 5, Administrative Communications. Number 1, recognition of upcoming major community-wide events for the months of July.
Good morning, Commissioners. Justin Gregory, Kansas Expo Center, filling in for Jeff Shabon, our General Manager, who unfortunately today is out of town at SMG meetings for General Manager. So I have some very exciting news. This is not my realm of expertise, but we do have a concert announcement that we would like to announce at Kansas Expo Center. Jeff said he was going to send me some help, so if you could send in my help here on the concert announcement.
Oh, my. You might have to have him come to the podium.
You've been out
Please
there.
come. Yeah, please. Oh, my gosh. Oh, great. Thanks, Rich.
This thing on?
Hey, you guys ready to rock and roll?
Yes.
Kiss is on a tour right now, but they decided not to hit Topeka. So Gene actually is a really good friend of mine, and he asked us to do a show at the Expo Center. The band's Almost Kiss. We're one of 5 bands that's actually sanctioned by Kiss to do shows. And the show we're doing is called Monsters of Mock. And it's us, our good friends KCDC, they're an excellent ACDC tribute band, and our buddies Poison Overdose. And they've got a Bret Michaels that is spot on. You'll think it's Bret Michaels. And the show is going to be August 5th, and we're doing is Friday. Am I right? Friday. Who am I talking to? Friday. I want my parents to be beautiful. But anyway, Friday the tickets will go on sale. 4 for $19. The family pack of tickets, and that's for the floor. The seats, all the seats are free. Tickets are free. So we're expecting this to go quick. I mean, come on. 4-pack for $19. What's it, $5 a part? There's $25. Where can you go and get a whole evening of entertainment for $25 for a family? And we're hoping this will be great, and we can make a regular yearly show out of it. So I've got a bunch of tickets here I'd like to give to everybody. Any questions? How do I walk in these?
Oh, I didn't even see the shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see. Oh, my
And
goodness.
I just got this. I repainted those last night. I just got this costume. Gene wore this in '96 on the reunion tour.
Wow.
And I got it last night or yesterday. And I'm a huge Kiss fan. God bless my wife. I don't know how she puts up with this. I've got a room about the size of this room at home that's nothing but Kiss memorabilia.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Well, I'm a 60-year-old man. My first concert was Kiss in 1974, and they're still doing it. I mean, they're still out there making it happen.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for being with us this morning. This was
And
quite
I'm hoping we can make this a huge success, this show, and bring I know a lot of our friends from Kansas City are going to make the drive down to do the show.
Good deal.
So it'll be awesome.
Good.
It'll be an awesome time.
Any
And I thought,
questions, commissioners?
what better way to spend a Monday morning than
With us,
put
yeah.
on a ton of makeup and come down here and talk to you all?
Thank you.
You bet.
I'm sure you'll be around for questions or
Sure. Pictures.
interviews
Oh,
or, yeah,
Anybody
pictures.
on Facebook? Anybody on Facebook here? Scott, Gene Simmons. I think we should have a picture. You gotta get a picture with the commissioner. Absolutely.
Okay.
Think how embarrassing that would have been. Your check was almost going to wear that same. Nice to meet you.
I have the pants.
Very nice to meet you. Thanks for having me. All those together? Well, can we get the beautiful woman in the middle? family-friendly show. There's no obscene language of any kind, just fun rock and roll. And what I've noticed is anymore that we do a lot of county fairs. Tons of little kids come into the shows, totally painted up, just having the time of their life.
Awesome. You made our morning. Thank you.
Best commission meeting.
Okay, any other administrative communications? Oh, goodness. Okay.
There should be one.
Oh, is it?
Here's one.
Yeah, okay, they're the same thing, okay.
Good morning, Commissioners. Alice Weingartner, Health Agency. I wanted to provide an update of what is taking place this week, since this is the final week of transition. The last couple of weeks have been slightly busy. There's been a lot of running back and forth, well, driving back and forth between Wichita and Topeka. But I wanted to make you aware and the public aware of some of the things that are taking place this week. For Monday through Thursday of this week, a majority of the patient appointments, really through Friday, have been rescheduled to allow staff time to train on the new EMR, finish out the documentation that they need to finish in their current EMR system, as well as clean out their work areas. It's always really easy to keep lots of stuff over the years, and so we want to give folks some time to clear out. On the 30th, we will have a team from Grace Med here in town, so we're not scheduling any appointments that day. We will have some limited access for urgent appointments if needed. And then that afternoon, once everybody logs out, Grace Med's IT team will be here and we'll be starting the computer transition and the phone transition. And they'll spend much of the weekend working on that. On July 1st, which is Friday, both clinics will be closed. We'll be having staff training at the main clinic, which on that day becomes known as Capital Family Clinic. And then they will split off to various locations for various types of training. Of course, we'll be closed on the 4th for the holiday. And then on the 5th, both clinics will open under the new Grace Med name. For scheduling appointments, the new phone number to schedule appointments is 785-861-8800. That number becomes effective July 1st. So even though we're closed that day, because there's centralized scheduling, people will still be able to call and make appointments for the following week. The hours of operation are going to change slightly. For a number of years, we have been open from 10 to 7 on Tuesdays. That is now flip-flopping, so it'll be 10 to 7 on Thursdays. And this is mainly being done because there's some meetings that need to take place on that Tuesday morning that require staff to attend. All the rest of the hours stay the same. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays will be 8 to 5. And then Tuesdays will be 8 to 5, and Thursdays will be 10 to 7. Just as a way, so you're aware of what we've done to try to communicate this information to patients as well, as we've done a mailing to over 6,000 patients. That was anyone who had an appointment within the last 2 years. They received a notification letter regarding this change. We also anticipate that we're going to do a second mailing sometime in the next month or so that will have, again, the phone number just to remind people of that phone number change. We'll continue to utilize local and social media to convey the changes in the phone number and the clinic hours, and we'll also continue to have access to the current electronic medical records patient portal, so we're going to post the information on there as well. We expect new external signage at both of the clinic locations to be up by July 5th. And then again, just a reminder that the clinic names, the main clinic, which is at 1615 Southwest 8, will be known as the Grace Med Capital Family Clinic. And then the California Clinic at 2025 Southeast California will, on July 5th, July 1st, will be known as the Grace Med Highland Park Family Clinic. So I'd be happy to answer any other questions you might have.
Actually, it just kind of hit me when you walked up here that you're going to still be in the community, but it's going to be different. You're going to be transitioning with Grace Med as well in a leadership position, and I think you'll still be visiting us, but it will be different, won't it?
It will be very
It will.
different.
But I just want to take this opportunity now. I'm so glad you're updating us on what's happening over the next week, but to take some time to say we appreciate everything that you have done, Alice, and your compassion and your professionalism through this whole transition has been unbelievable. You've kept the Community Health Center board up to date. You've kept us up to date, the community, and so I want to say thank you. And I know you're not going anywhere, but it will be different. But thank you so much.
I appreciate that.
Commissioner Chris?
Yeah, just that professionalism and patience, and a lot of patience, anxiety as we go through all of this. The IT department and cooperation, are we preserving emails and electronic data so that if Grace Med would ever need to come back at some point, and if somebody had emailed a document, we still have access to that?
Yeah, we have been coordinating with IT. One of the things that we are really trying to limit is the desire for any of us, myself included, to want to carry over documentation that really is county property. And so we will have mechanisms to be able to access what is needed. But no, it's going to be very limited. The one thing is contacts, and Pat was kind enough to send me instructions on how to preserve my email contacts, so that has been done.
Okay. And then with the email, if somebody was to email the old email addresses, do they get a route to the new email addresses, or how do we transition them?
We haven't talked about that yet, but we're going to meet after this. We have a meeting scheduled, so that'll be something that we certainly can visit about
All right,
as well.
thanks.
Commissioner Archer?
Yeah, I'd also like to thank you for your service, and I'm glad that you were named director of the Grace Med facility here. I think that's a tribute that is well deserved, and we're going to miss you even though you're going to be around. So, thank you, Madam Chair.
I did want to have the opportunity to thank you all as well. I haven't actually stopped to take the time to process, although when I did my timesheet last week, I'm like, this is my second to the last timesheet I'm going to do. So that was kind of like a moment, but don't have time for that yet. But I do want to thank all three of you, as well as the commissioners who were here when I first came to the county in 2001. It was not where I thought I would be. But it certainly has been a good journey, and I've learned a lot along the way, and I have the opportunity to work with amazing people, and so that has been a wonderful experience. So thank you.
Yes, great. Anyone else with administrative communications?
Commissioners, Tom Block, Public Works Solid Waste. Just wanted to give you an update on that work we were doing on 45th Street, the mill and overlay from California out to Proco. We did complete that work last week, and we have yet to stripe it. We'll be striping that this week, but just want to let you know that will all be done before the 4th of July celebration occurs out the way. Thank
Great,
you.
thanks, Tom. Anyone else?
Good morning, Commissioners. Susan Fowler-Hensler with Parks and Recreation. We have several July events coming up that I'd like to make you aware of. As you know, Parks and Recreation plays a major role in developing and operating many of the community interest events. And along with that, our Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Foundation assists in those events. Several community interest events are enhanced by both the foundation and the general fund working together. So there is a long list. It's a busy month. The Western Grand Nationals will be held at the Topeka, Kansas Quarter Midget Association track in our South Park. That starts today, June 27th through July 2nd. And it's been 10 years since this event was last held in Topeka. So they do have a website and a Facebook page that you can get more information at. And as you know, it's already 4th of July here, which is unbelievable, but Spirit of Kansas will have all-day activities out at Lake Shawnee. This is an old-fashioned celebration. It begins at 9 a.m. with a car show, following at 11 with food and arts and crafts vendors. There's a blues festival that begins at 11:30, and a water ski show begins at 6:30 p.m. And then, of course, we'll have the magnificent fireworks starting at 10 p.m., sponsored by Capital Federal. Sunflower State Games is going to be beginning soon. They feature more than 45 events. It takes place July 8th through the 24th. Events range from archery to baseball, cricket, bowling, basketball, distance running, rowing, soccer, softball, and more. And these events take place in multiple locations, including parks and rec venues such as Lake Shawnee, Forbes Golf Course, Lake Shawnee Golf Course, Felker Park, Bettis Family Sports Complex, Ruger Park, Hillcrest Community Center, Heartland BMX at Crestview Park, Ripley Park, Gage Park, and many more. So it keeps our staff very busy during those events. 8 new members will be inducted into Shawnee County Baseball Hall of Fame during a 6 p.m. July 11th banquet and ceremony at the Lake Shawnee Event Center. Tickets are $25 or $180 for a table of 8. And the Bettis Sports Complex will be the site of the 2016 USSSA Midwest National Championship for 14U, 16U, and 18U. This is July 20th through the 23rd. This is the United States Special Sports Association, and the tournament is put on by the Midwest Sports Production, with which Shawnee County Parks Plus Recreation continues or contracts to run sports league. We have a old-fashioned family day by the pond at Central Park on July 25th from 4 to 8 p.m. About 30 agencies have information booths. Families can learn about resources in their community, nutrition, transportation, and safety. The children will enjoy arts and crafts, bouncy houses, and snacks. Our partners with Silverback are providing dinner for the participants, and Kansas Wildlife Parks and Tourism is providing fishing for the children. There will also be a book giveaway, and these books were donated by Kohl's. Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Advisory Board will have their monthly meeting from 5:30 to 6:30 on July 26th. I believe this is at the Abbott Community Center. And Topeka's newest festival, Ciclovia, is based on a Spanish term meaning cycleway, or the closing of certain streets to automobiles for cyclists and pedestrians. And this event will include trail ride scavenger hunt involving several Shawnee County Parks Plus Recreation trails. One of the scheduled rides will include a stop at Old Prairie Town, where they'll take a drink break at the Potwin Drug Store. Visit Topeka, and Rosa Cavasso is the one who is coordinating this event. Somerset Concert Series for Old Prairie Town. There'll be a concert on July 30th from 6 to 9 p.m. You can bring your family out for a fun-filled evening to listen to some wonderful local artists performing at their best. You bring your lawn chair and enjoy Old Prairie Town setting while listening to some great music. This is a family-friendly event, and children are welcome. The fee's $3 at the gate, and 10 and under are free. And lastly, we have Movie Under the Stars at Lake Shawnee Bettis Sports Complex, scheduled for July 30th at 9 p.m. We will be celebrating National Park and Recreation Month with a free movie Under the Stars, so you can bring your entire family out to the Bettis Sports Complex and enjoy watching the big screen Under the Stars. Bring your lawn chairs and blankets. Concessions are available. We don't allow outside food or beverages. And the gates will open at 8 p.m. So you can see July is a busy month.
It is packed, isn't it? Yeah.
Are there any questions?
Thank you, Susan.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions? Anyone else with administrative communications? Okay. Next item, please.
Item 6, executive session.
And there is a need for an executive session for a period not to exceed 10 minutes for purposes of personnel matters of non-elected personnel. Anything else, Counselor? So that is a motion for 10 minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. All opposed, motion carries 3-0.